Scott.
The bottom line is, I mean, if you're an insomniac, I mean, TiVo, DVR, get it going or order it this week because this is one that'll last through the ages. This will put you to sleep without a problem. I look for another low-scoring game. I mean, when you look at Iowa, what they've done on the road last year, they had an explosion of 28 points in one of the road games. Their other games, 6, 7, 13, and 13. If this was a year ago, at the top of the show, we would have said Ferentz is on the hot seat. Doing a good job, but they've got quarterback issues. Pittsburgh, they've got coaching issues, among other things. I'm going to take the game to go under.
All right, we'll see how that one works.
Well, you know, I think Bielema, his first year, I think they went 11-1. I think it was a byproduct of everything that Alvarez had built into that program because this team has really faded. Everybody talked about Wisconsin being exposed in the second half of that loss to Michigan up 19-zip at the break and found a way to lose. Man, I thought this program was exposed last year, like in week 2 or 3. They were erroneously ranked in the top 5, came out here to Vegas and came within 30 seconds of losing to a bad UNLV team at the time. I'm going to tell you, folks, they're 9-8 their last 17 games straight up. That's no great shakes. This is a football team that I went against last week with the Iowa Hawkeyes. But here's the kicker. Iowa was giving up 98 yards per game on the ground. Illinois gives up 150 yards per game on the ground at a very effective 4 yards per carry. I think Wisconsin is going to play it real close to the vest, and this game is going to go under the total.
I agree with you on
83% lifetime with this release. That's pretty good.
Yes, I am, Alan. Thanks very much. You know, keeping with the election that's going on. You remember 30 years ago, we had a peanut farmer in the White House. What a country. We had Koken and Travolta, king of the disco. What a country. You know, and across the pond, there was an English subject with a thick Cockney accent and a punk attitude who went into a recording studio in London and recorded the lyrics, "There's only one destination in your final taxi." You know what, folks? Before Jim can even say, what the heck is he talking about? I have found a college football side that is a complete dead team that is about to take their final taxi. The other side, the chauffeur, if you will, is my 2008 college football game of the year. 10-2, 83% lifetime with these plays, and you don't want to miss out, folks. It's available for $25, along with Sunday's Pros, where I've gone on a 24-7 run. Just $25. It all starts with 2 huge plays, free of charge at 1-888-424-4667. Conference mismatch game of the month in college, and in Sunday, a shocker of the month of the Pros. Don't miss out. 1-888-424-4667. Game of the year weekend 2008. Buck, how did it ever get under the radar? The fantastic picture-perfect tackle made by the official 2 Saturdays ago in the SEC battle. You know, we kind of talked about it a little bit amongst ourselves, but it really didn't get any coverage. I was surprised at that. A lot of strange officiating going on, strange decisions coming from the top. As you mentioned in Major League Baseball, you cannot change the rules during the game. This isn't NASCAR, Bud Selig. You actually have to make the rules, have some foresight, make the rules before it happens. You know what? I'm disappointed. 35-31. Missouri over Nebraska. 30 years ago, you had to remind me in Lincoln, Nebraska. Of course, this isn't the Cornhuskers anymore, so we can get past these losses when Nebraska loses nowadays much easier. You know, it's kind of funny. If you hit on something, I'm going to be real quick about this. You hit on something about these proposition wagers that they like to do for pro football and things like that in playoffs. I'd love to see how many punts there's going to be. If I'm a bookmaker at one of the fine establishments on the Strip, I'm doing that. I'm going to do will Missouri have a 3-and-out, because they've yet to have one in 48 drives this season. Amazing. They have not had a 3-and-out yet. Wow. But both of these offenses, as good as they are, have played nothing but cream puffs on the defensive side of the football. And I think for the first time, you're going to see both defenses playing pretty well. And I think the offense is going to struggle a little bit. So there's going to be 70 points scored. I'm going to take it under.
I think to me.
I got to say that, you know, I'm usually quicker than this, and I didn't say it when we opened talking about, you know, the BCS and all that. But I just wanted to say, you know, at least we finally have a president who can spell BCS. Anyway, yeah, that wasn't me that said it. Anyway, send your mail to Jim. As far as this game is concerned, I think North Carolina's got the weapon that can get them over the top in this game, and that's Nix. Very good wide receiver who leads the ACC, by the way, in yards per catch. I think he's going to have a pretty good game here. But, you know, Paul Johnson, what a fantastic job he's done. This is the perfect coach for a program like Georgia Tech. They cannot recruit with the big boys. If you can't recruit with the big boys, you better have a system that works. Mike Leach at Texas Tech, Johnson at Georgia Tech. However, in this particular game, a slight side to the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Well, I think